minute, I want to bring up on the screen behind you an image of what the two Torahs look like once they're placed side by side in the ark, and just to tell you a little bit about what you're looking at. So, let's start with our first Torah scroll that has a new mantle. You can see it's on the left side of your screen. And if you can look really close, I wish I were taller, but this tablet and the crown above it match the ark image that is on the back of our Aron HaKodesh with the ark and the crown that is above on the wall. That is symbolic of our history, because this ark, which holds our Torahs, goes back in memory to the Mezrich Synagogue in Poland, which was destructed about 170 years ago. Then the next generation of the Mezrich families and Mezrich Shul came to the Lower East Side. Then we rescued the ark when that building was condemned and no longer serving as a synagogue. So this new mantle that goes on our first Torah is a symbol and our connection to our past. On the right, which is the Torah that David is holding, this is something new. It says on it, Va'asuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham, and it has the 12 tribes of Israel. In Hebrew, Va'asuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham defines who we are as a congregation. And it says, comes from the Torah, and you shall build me a holy space for me to dwell. That's what we're doing here. We are creating a holy space for God to dwell. I know you're probably thinking that it's this building, that when you come here into this space, we're creating a holy space for God to dwell. I think about it a little differently. I think about it on a couple of levels. One, I think about it in the fellowship and the friendship that you have with each other. That's bringing the spirit of Va'asuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham, to create a space for holiness to dwell. And the other layer is how you live in the world. Are you the type of person who is working to create a life that is bringing the idea of Vishanti, Vayasuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham? Are you building a life that sustains the idea of God's dwelling in the world? Or are you a selfish person? Are you someone who only thinks about your own personal needs? Or someone who is not caring or compassionate or loving of others? This reminds us of the Jewish mission to create a place on earth for God to dwell. And that means goodness in the world. So this new mantle defines who we are in a vision. In practice, the 12 squares represent the 12 tribes of ancient Israel. And that, to me, represents diversity. And to know that each of you come from a different place, a different background, perhaps a different cultural background, a different place in the world. Your dreams might be different than your neighbor. That is all welcome here. And that 12 square image, a reminder that we come from diversity, is represented also in this new Torah scroll. So from this day forward, our students who celebrate Bar and Bat Mitzvah, when we gather to read Torah as a congregation, we'll be reading from our new Sefer Torah, but always, always, always remembering where we came from, which is Ki metzion tetzei Torah u'devar miYerushalayim. In Hebrew, over the crown of our first Torah, it says, and from Jerusalem, the word of God went forth. So here we have a connection to the past and a connection to our future, symbolized